This video will show you how to upload vital records and make them searchable. We're going to show how to upload births, but you can use these same principles to upload death records, cemetery records, pretty much any kind of record that you want to upload. Now, the first step is after we've logged in and gone to the Sandbox Society, is to select categories. And I want to create a vital records category. You can have any categories that you want. So I'm going to call that vitals, and I'm going to save that. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to create a collection. Collections are kind of the heart and soul of our roots. So you'll create a collection for each type of record that you'll be uploading. I'm going to give this collection a name. I'm going to call this Bedrock Births. And we can have different types of collections. Right now, there are two different types of collections. One is a record collection, and then another one is a catalog collection. So if you had book titles, you'd create a catalog collection. And we'll talk about how to do that in a later video. So these are records about people. And we're going to add them to the vital records category. You can have collections can belong to multiple categories if you want. This next question is about privacy. Do you want these records completely public, or should they just be members only, or somewhere in between? Like maybe the public can search them, but only the members can see the record details in the media. I'm going to make these records completely public. What location does this cover? This covers Bedrock, which is place in Montrose, Colorado. Okay, now here, this is where we add all of the columns from your spreadsheet, which is over here, and we tell the system how we want these columns to be indexed, how we want them to be made searchable. So the first column that I have is given, so I'll put that over here as given. And I want to call that, I want that to be displayed as given name. That's the principal. This is the person who's being born, and that person who's being born is the principal. And I want to index that as the principal's given name. So I'm going to save that. Okay, so now we have one column that we've defined for the collection. And I'm going to keep doing that for the rest of the columns in my spreadsheet. So we have surname and birth date. Let's put a space here. Birth date. Let's do birthplace. Then put a space when I display it. But as you can see, I'm just kind of going through column by column and telling the system how I want each column to be displayed and indexed. So the next is father given. Okay, and that is the father. And we'll index that as the father's given name. What that means is that when people search for Fred, say, they'll get both the record where Fred is the principal, but they can also see a record where Fred is the father. Keep going. This is for the mother. I'm going to scroll over just a little bit. Of course, if you had other information about on the records, then you would be adding your own headers here. It doesn't have to be exactly what I'm adding. Another surname. Finally, the next is an interesting column. It's the image file name. So later, we're going to be uploading a zip file containing the images associated with these records. Not every record has to have an image. These don't. But for the records that do, we'll put the image file name in here. And we'll tell the system that contains the names of the images. That this column contains the names of the images. And because of that, I don't need to index this column. I don't need to make it searchable. So, and in fact, I don't really even want it to be displayed in the record details. So I'm going to leave that blank. And then the attribution. We're not going to index that, but we will display the attribution on the record detail page. So I'll leave that as attribution there. All right, so next we come down here and we need to tell the system which column has the image file names. You don't have to upload images, but if you do, this is where you would tell the system the column that contains the image file names. We're going to do, this next information is about households, and that applies to censuses, and we'll cover that in the next video. Then finally, if you want, you can create a citation template. So in here, I would say given, and you can put whatever you want in here. By these little curly braces with the names inside of them, these are the names of your spreadsheet headers. And so by adding these will automatically be populated in the citation template. You'd probably do a better job at creating the citation template that I'm doing right now. Finally, when you're all done, you save the changes and the collection's been created. Now it's time to upload a record set into that collection, and you can have multiple record sets in the same collection. So if you say got some more records from Bedrock Births next week, you could upload another record set into that same Bedrock Births collection. So I'm just going to say these are, let's call these Flintstone and Rubble. Maybe. Okay. We're going to upload that into the Bedrock Births collection. You can have some custom metadata fields. I'm not going to cover that in this video. But you can add as many custom fields just to kind of describe maybe who transcribed it, who verified it, whatever you want to track about the collection. These fields do not show up in searches. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay, so now it says, hey, we don't have any records for this collection yet. And so let's import some records. Select a CSV file to import. It's important to remember that when you import records, they need to be imported as a CSV file. So when you're in your spreadsheet, you'll need to save your spreadsheet contents as a CSV. That stands for comma separated values. Okay, so I've done that, and I hit start upload, and the upload was successful. Now we're in the process of loading those records. I'll give it just a few seconds. And the records have been loaded. And we can actually see these records down here. And we can see that although in the record it just says Bedrock, Colorado, the system was able to standardize that to Bedrock, Montrose, Colorado, United States. So if somebody were searching for Montrose, they'd still find this record. And here we have a double date, which has been standardized to both dates. So there's somebody searching for 1932 or for 1933, they'll find this record. All right. Now, I could at this point publish the record set, but I haven't uploaded the images yet. So if there weren't any images to upload, I could publish it right now, but I'm going to upload my images now. So I select a zip file. So you take all of the images for associated with this CSV file. In this case, it's just these two, but of course you could have more. And you zip them up together and create a zip file, and I'll upload that now. Okay, start the upload. This takes a little bit longer. And the upload here has also been successful. Okay, so now the records have been loaded. We're waiting for the images to finish loading. We refresh. And they're loading right now. So we'll give it just a few more seconds. Okay, they're still loading. I'll take this time to just say that if you ever wanted to, if you found that you made a mistake on this spreadsheet, you need to correct it, you can just click replace data and then upload the new version of your spreadsheet. And that'll just take just a few seconds. Okay, so now our images have also been uploaded, and I can even take a look at them here and click on this record. And yep, that's good. That's Fred right there. So I'll go back and it's time to publish. So I hit publish the record set. This is the action that will make that record set searchable by your members or by the public if that's how you set the privacy. So we will wait for just a little bit. And those records have been published. That means that you can go onto your society's website, and here we've created a little demo society for the sandbox. Okay, we'll come down here, and you can use any WordPress-based website to show these records off on. Even if it's not WordPress based, it's not that hard to integrate into other websites. It does require some programmer involvement, and we've already done the programming that's required to integrate it into any WordPress based website. But if you have a non-WordPress based website, let us know. So here I'll search for Flintstone, and I can have all sorts of different kinds of alternate spellings here. I could search for Flintstone where the father's name was, say, Papa, and we'll say that that has to be exact. And there we go. That's the record that we just uploaded. So I'll click on that, and there's Fred. And you can even enlarge Fred, and it takes a little bit. Kind of zoom in if you really want to zoom in. And then there's that citation, Fred Flintstone in Bedrock Births, and the record details, just like we asked it to display. If I say that Papa does not have to be exact, then I get some more Fred Flintstones. So here's Fred, where this is Fred in Pebbles. Okay, so Fred, Rolla's father, and this is in the record where Pebbles is the principal. So that's it for uploading vital records. Like I say, we did this for births, but you can create collections for any type of vital record or other kind of record that you want. our next video will show how to index census records. Thank you very much.